Our next award is the Agency of the Year 2011 award, and I'll do the presentation for that. The Agency of the Year for 2011 is the ARC of the District of Columbia Incorporated. The ARC of DC is a private, nonprofit 501c3 membership organization serving persons with intellectual disabilities and their families in the District of Columbia. As a state chapter of the ARC of the United States, the ARC of DC provides support and services to more than 300 persons annually. The programs and services of the ARC of DC enhance the quality of life of individuals we serve. Through their advocacy and community supports, DC residents with intellectual disabilities are afforded the opportunity to live, work, and play alongside their neighbors, helping them to become valued members of the Washington, D.C. community. Formerly known as the D.C. Association for Retarded Citizens, the ARC of D.C. has been in the forefront of advocacy in Washington, D.C. since its founding in 1950. From 1983 to 2001, the ARC of D.C. played a key role in the closing of Forest Haven, the district institution for people with mental retardation, serving as the court-appointed monitor in the Evans versus Williams class action suit filed on behalf of persons who lived at Forest Haven. In this role, the ARC worked with the Mental Retardation and Developmental Disability Administration, with the University of District of Columbia School of Law, and the Department of Justice, and other providers of serving and supports to ensure compliance with the mandates of the court order. With a long, distinguished record of success in serving people with intellectual disabilities, the ARC of DC today continues to evolve as an organization in response to the vital needs of people with intellectual disabilities. Their vision statement, or their mission statement, is to improve the quality of life of all persons with intellectual disabilities and their families through supports and advocacy. So I present to you all the ARC of the District of Columbia, their Executive Director, Mrs. Mary Lou Marcarella.
Good afternoon. It is quite an honor to be here today. I was just thinking, I've been at the ARC my entire career. So I was 5 years old when I started, as I like to tell people. But I remember, when in the early years, I always wanted to be a social worker, either a nurse or a social worker. And when I got out of college, I was asked to volunteer at the then ARC, which was Help for Retarded Children. We've come a long way with the language, a long way. And I got involved in Special Olympics, and I thought, well, what is this about? So as I stayed, they offered me a job. I was still looking for a job to be a medical social worker at the time. And so I said, all right, well, I'll earn a little bit of money. I never left. It was a journey of a lifetime. Persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities today are active, involved, respected members of our society. And the term is intellectual disability. The R word is gone. And if you've read in the paper, they just passed legislation at the federal level to change all the language in the federal legislation from mental retardation to intellectual disability. This is our 60th year. Yes, wahoo. And we have been an advocate, but I will tell you that I cannot think of too many times over the years that there wasn't a social worker at the table. You have been the partners, all of you, so clap your hands for that, because we wouldn't have made it without social workers. And that was a piece that was very impressive to me, because we would get calls from hospitals and programs or public agencies and say, we have someone on our caseload, or we have a child that's just been born to a very low-income family with an intellectual disability. Can you help us? Can you help us? And that was the mission back then. That remains the mission today as we all celebrate our 60th. And we celebrate language, we celebrate respect, we celebrate partnerships. This is such a rewarding experience today to see what fabulous people are social workers in this city. And I'd like for my staff to come up and my board president to accept this award. Actually, TJ Sutcliffe, who's my Director of Advocacy and Public Policy, is a member of NASW. And Allison White, who's a new social worker with us, is a member of NASW, and she's a policy analyst. And Dr. Walter Forget, who actually is a medical doctor at Howard University, is president of our board. So this is an agency award. These are fabulous people. We couldn't do it without the whole team, and I highly regard what they've done. TJ Sutcliffe has been a phenomenal advocate on legislative public policy, and we've been able to get a lot of work done in that area, and we'll continue to do that with your support and your partnership. Thank you very much. Did you all want to say anything? Oh, and yes, and thank you, Ralph and Dr. Chapman. I do know that National Center for Children and Families, it's a wonderful agency, and it was good to see the award at this